Hello and welcome. My name is Benjamin. In today's video, I would like to talk about restitution. Restitution is one of those topics most people do not like talking about because it involves going back and dealing with your past actions. And most people, they find it really difficult to address what they have done in the past, especially if it's something bad. But restitution is something we must address. It's something we must do because the life we live in is based on laws, and the law of one of the laws is the law of equilibrium, and this other law, and that law goes further, and it's called the law of cause and effect. So the law of equilibrium says everything must be in balance. If there is poverty, there must prosperity. If there is good, there must be bad. If there is black, there must be white. So there is an opposite to everything. So with that opposite, there is balance, and that thing goes also to the law, applies to restitution. Restitution is simply, to put it in the simplest form, is rectifying the wrongs we have done. So when you have done wrong to someone, there is an imbalance, and the law of equilibrium says everything must be in balance. So you not making a restitution for what you have done to an individual creates an imbalance, and if you do not balance it yourself, the universe will balance it for you. So that is what restitution is about, to rectify the wrongs we have done and to make sure that everything in our actions and our goods and our bads are balanced. So in the Bible, there is a man called Zacchaeus, and I'll read about a little bit about him in the book of Luke 19:8. It says, "And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold." So in the last bit we want to talk about is that in that scripture, the part I'm focusing on is the part that says, "If I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore to him fourfold." That is restitution. If rectifying the wrongs you have done, that is what restitution is in a nutshell. Applying justice where injustice has been done. So if you have taken something from someone in the past, maybe 10 years, 20 years ago, and you know where that person is, and deep down in your heart, you know that you need to restore to him, you need to give him back what you have taken from him. Restitution means you going back to him and telling him, "I'm sorry for what I've done. Here is your bike, or the money for the bike." Let's say that bike, when you took it was £100, but now that same bike is worth £500. You giving him £100 it's not justice, because that same bike is now worth £500. So you have to give him £500 for that bike if you want to do the restitution properly, because Zacchaeus is not giving fourfold because he's suddenly become a generous man. He's covering the interest of that must have been accumulated from all those the years that injustice was done. So if you take £100 from somebody 10 years ago, that £100 is not worth £100 now. That £100 is worth at least £300, if not more. So because everything has gone up in price, so you can't just give him £100 when that time we gave you £100. You could have used that £100, let's say, to buy a fairly used scooter or a fairly used motorbike. Now he can't do that. You need like £500, £1,000 to do that, to buy the same scooter or motorbike. So you have to go back to your past and examine those people you have done wrong. If you can get in contact with them, that's great. But if you can't get in contact with them, the next option to you is to find, let's say for example, you took something from someone and it's at that time it was £100 in value. Now, if you add inflation and interest rate and everything, the value of it is now like £300, £400, or £500. What you need to do is take that £300 or £400 or £500 take it to a charity or a church, or if you're Muslim, you can take it to your mosque. Let's say you're a Christian, for example. You take it to your church, tell your pastor, this is what happened, and I can't find the person. I want to give it to the church so that God will restore to that person what I have taken from them through my action. That way, God will understand that you have done your restitution. Because sometimes you might have moved country, you might have moved city, you don't even know, you might have lost contact, but deep down in your heart, you want to right your wrong. You want to rectify the wrongs you have done. You can take that money, you can give it to a charity, or you can give it to a pastor, and the pastor will pray for you. You can give it to your imam if you're a Muslim, and they will pray for you and tell you, okay, this will put it to the church or to the mosque, and God will give it to the person. Believe me, that person will get that money. Maybe not in cash, but in some other ways, but they will get it. And you will have a better, you sleep better. You will sleep better. You will not be worrying about karma or things you have done in the past coming back to haunt you. So restitution, in a simple terms, is to rectifying our wrongs. And one of the best good thing about restitution is for you to get to the point of restitution, you have come to what they call a realization of your wrong. You cannot get to restitution if you do not realize you have done something wrong. You must first of all realize that you have done something wrong, and have like a guilt, have in your heart that this thing I have done is wrong, and you have the guilt is there, that you feel like you need to, there is a deep-seated regret that this thing you have done, you shouldn't have done it, and you want to right your wrong, you want to rectify the wrong you have done. That is before you cannot just wake up and then decide to do restitution. No, restitution it's an advanced stage. It's not the starting point. If you are if you are trying to be a good person, for you to get to the point of restitution, you must have at least acknowledged your wrongs. You must have acknowledged that you have done something wrong. A person who have not acknowledged they've done something wrong will not get to the point of restitution. So you have to first of all acknowledge you have done something wrong and have some guilt about what you have done. Then from that point you now progress to rectifying the wrongs you have done. And when you do your restitution, believe you me, you sleep better. And the strangest thing is that everyone that have done restitution says that whenever they get to the person they want to apologize to or return what they have taken from them, they realize the person has actually forgiven them, and the emotion that just comes out of them is quite extraordinary. So this is the message of this video. We have all done wrong. To do wrong is normal, but not rectifying it when you could is not. So you have to go back and say sorry where you need to say sorry. And if you have taken something from anyone by false accusation or forcefully, you have to return it back to them. I know some people you can't. If you like, let's say you are a police officer now, and you imprison somebody at a time you knew that person was innocent. You took him to court and you knew that he cannot. You forged evidence, and because he fit the profile, the judge convicted him, and he went to spend 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years of his life for something he did not do. And you know that, and he knew at the time that he did not do it, but he still carried on with it. I know saying sorry will not fix, you not give him back the time, but it's a start. It's a start. Because because you know right now that wrong you have done is eating you up. It might even be manifesting itself in all kinds of illness. But deep down you know that this illness you are suffering is actually because of the guilt you are feeling for the wrongs you have done. So doing the restitution will help you free your mind, and you go out, everything will sense better, the food will taste better, the song will be sweeter to your skin. So I hope this message has helped you to understand the necessity of doing your restitution, and I hope you have the courage and the conviction to go to actually do it. Thank you for watching, and if you like this kind of video, I really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, or leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.